host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop. Hit the notification bell. All right, y'all. Y'all seen the thumbnail. But before we get into that, let's just talk about the game. The New York Knicks third consecutive win. And we about to head off to, you could say, West Coast trip. I think we got Charlotte to round it off, but we're going to be playing our next 5 games on the road. First 4 games will be a West Coast trip. And the game tomorrow night will be starting late. Will be a late game. So I hope y'all can stay up and watch that because I think the Knicks going to walk away with that victory against the Phoenix Suns. We'll talk about that in a second. I know we're going to talk about the Jalen Brunson thing, but let's just get through these stats. The Knicks, 134 to 106. Not surprising back, they did this to the Wizards. The Wizards coming into this game was 2-10. Their only 2 wins came, I think, against the Chicago Bulls. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And they're looking really bad in the East. So this was a win that the Knicks was supposed to get. But the domination of this, feels good because it showed that the New York Knicks is on the right path, especially with people criticizing the defense of Karl-Anthony Towns, talking about how much the team is better when defensively when he's off the court. But when he's on the court, his offense is elevating his team. We cannot deny that. I'm expecting, if the New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson continue to play the way he played tonight, that we should once again have 2 All-Stars in the All-Star game this year. And what can I say? The New York Knicks, in my opinion, I know we talked about the coach playing, not giving the bench significant minutes, resulting to the Knicks having one of the worst, not one, but the worst bench in the NBA right now, averaging 18 points. Tonight looked different. Some would say because it was a back-to-back and Tibbs was forced to put these guys in the game. Whatever the reason was, I was glad to see some of these guys get significant minutes. But the Knicks came out after not blowing out the Nets, because that first game against the Nets, we had, I think, a 21-point lead, and we let them get back into that game. Matter of fact, we beat them by 1 point. But to come out and beat them by double digits the next night, holding Cam Thomas to 16 points in that game was relatively a good defensive game, because the other night he burned us for 40 plus. The Knicks, with this game, playing such an inferior team, yes, I said inferior, the Wizards has been looking very, very abysmal, whatever you want to call it, disappointing. But the thing about it, they have some players on that team. They just don't have any leadership. They have 2 guys on that team that won championships, and Poole and what's his name? Kuzma with the Lakers, Poole with the Golden State Warriors. But they just don't have no leadership. So that team is a sinking ship. That's just my opinion. A sinking ship going nowhere fast. Now, the Knicks came out in this game and they took the lead. They never relinquished it, maybe for a second or 2, but they didn't look back. They finished that first quarter with 40 points, dominating first quarter. The second came out, went a little back and forth. Then they came back in the third quarter and dominated again. That really took the lead. That put the Knicks in a position to have this win, a very good win. Let's just look at them stats. Then we're going to get to the man of the hour and talk about him for 1 second. The Knicks shot 56% from the field, 50% from downtown, going 20 for 40 from 3. They made 12 or 13 from the free throw line, 37 assists. This is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about, the assists. And we're going to get into that. 50 points in the paint. They gave up 60 points in the paint. And that's what I was alluding to when they're talking about Towns being a defensive liability when he's on the court. And that's mainly the paint, that how much the points that he's giving up in the paint. And I have a system or a theory to rectify that. And we don't really have to wait to Mitchell Roberts come back, but then it takes away from another player that's doing so well right now. That's Josh Hart. We know we want to see him out there starting games. So right now, I'm not too worried about, I'm not going to say the defense, because the defense is there. that stat, that minute stat with Carl Anthony Towns, I'm not too worried about that. I know some of you might be, saying everybody finds something to pick about something, but right now the Knicks are grooving. You know what I'm saying? 3 games in a row. I think we're gonna make it 4 once we go on this road trip. Like I said, we're gonna be playing the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns lost Kevin Durant. I don't think he'll be back no time soon. Right now, if I'm wrong, hit me in the comments. I'm always looking for y'all to respond, so hit me in the comments. Then who we got after that? I think we got the Jazz. The Jazz is not looking that good, and the Mavericks is beatable. Let's just hold on. Before I'm just running off, let's just make sure who I'm calling out. Right, let's say we got the Suns, Jazz, and Nuggets, and Mavericks, and then we got the Hornets. And I think out of them 5 teams, the Knicks could possibly walk away 4-1, or realistically 3-2. But I'm looking at, you know, I'm looking at 4-1. The only team I'm really worried about is the Nuggets. I know some will worry about the Mavericks, but the Mavericks are not that good, in my opinion, defensively. They had a couple of liabilities, Luka being one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Luka being the main factor. And then I think it was easy even to match up with having Kyrie Irving on Jalen Brunson, that size where Brunson don't have to worry about a 6'5", guy, point guard playing defense on him. But knowing Jason Kidd, he might throw a big guard at Brunson. I don't think it'll make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to these stats, then let's get to the man of the hour. All right, let's do that, y'all. I know I've been talking for y'all. Y'all seen that? Tonight, we had 6 players in double-digit scoring. Brunson led all with 26. Carl Anthony Towns chipped in 24 points. Cam Payne came off the bench with them 3-pointers, added 17 points. OG Anunoby, 16 points. He's been playing lights out these last few games. The last 3 games, 20 points. Matter of fact, he's been a dunking machine, dunking on everybody whenever he can get a chance. Open dunk, whether you dare or not. I know he got to be one of the leaders in dunks so far this season because he's been getting averaging at least 3 dunks per game. That's OG Anunoby, that is. And then you got Mikal Bridges. Earlier in the month, people really been, questioning the Knicks move about trading so many picks. And it's a funny phrase which Josh Hart said, and if you think about it, it's real. He said we got him for 5 12th graders. He could have said freshmen, but I understand what he mean by 12th graders because guys are doing 1 year at college and then they jetting off to the NBA. And you got to think about that. Excuse me. When it comes to draft picks, you really don't know what that player is going to develop into. So it's not like we really gave away or, that y'all understand, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Mikal Bridges have been finding his way, and he's maybe he haven't been the player that everybody expected him to be, but he's been a glue guy in my opinion. Offensive driven, defense, laps every now and then, but that mid range jump shot is almost automatic. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about it. Josh Hart. Honestly, when I look at Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Mikal Bridges, that is our road to our championship. I know we got Towns and we got Brunson. They could put points up, but it's like nights when Brunson have off night or Carl Anthony Towns are getting in foul trouble. When these 3 other guys are there to keep the starters, keep that point flow, the offense flowing, they are key to our championship. All right, y'all. Tell me what y'all think. Hit me in the comments if y'all agree or disagree that OG Anunoby, Bridges, and Hart is the key to the championship. All right, now let's move along to my man JB, the Brunson burner. 26 points, 11 assists. That's what I'm going to concentrate on right there, 11 assists. Because if you've been watching my channel, follow me for the last couple of years, since we got Brunson, my biggest peeve has been that he haven't been putting up the assist numbers. Now, if he can continue to go out, drop 26 points and get 11 assists, I'll be perfectly fine with 9 or 8 assists. But if he can continue to get double-digit assists, this team is going to be unstoppable because they're going to have to put the pressure on him to stop him from scoring. And then there's the pressure of knowing that when he dish it out, these guys are going to make the baskets. And Anunoby is just one of the guys that's going to be a capitalist. And this is what I'm talking about. Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and Anunoby are the road to the championship. Because when the pressure get on Brunson and he kicked that ball out, they have to knock that 3-point shot down or make that driving basket. And so far, they have been doing that consistently. Even if it's Karl Anthony Towns dishing that ball out, they have been doing that consistently. So if Brunson could continue to play the way he played, because we know he's been in some type of sort of funk, but tonight it kind of exploded. And like the road trip that I just talked about that we about to go on, 5 games away from home. The last time we will see the Knicks in November at the Garden. These are winnable games. There is a chance that we could come back 5-0, but in realistic, I say 3-2. But I'm hoping 4-1 because I think we can beat Phoenix. I know we can beat the Jazz. Denver might be a little tricky, and the all right. Know who might worry me? We might beat them that West Coast trip. We might beat all 4 of them teams West Coast, then come back and lose to Charlotte. But either way, the Knicks is on the right path. After this road trip, I think the Knicks will be looked upon as a real contender if they do what they're supposed to do and come back victorious. Tell me what y'all think. Hit me in the comment section. And if you're not a member, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And with that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.